I want to thank y'all for joining me back at the Rolling Grill. Today we have a good one. Today we have beef rib roast. This is basically ribeye, but this is a 3-bone split. It's not a prime cut, it's a choice cut. We're going to treat it just the same. You can see the nice little marble and striations of fat. Nice little fat cap on the top. They kind of cut it a little bit off, but that's all right. We're going to make it do what it do. So, y'all stay tuned. Right here on the Rolling Grill. Standing rib roast today, baby. Yeah, boy. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this, but we're going to keep it real simple. Alright, what I have here is Worcestershire powder. If you can find it, great. If you can't find it, don't worry about it. You can just use regular Worcestershire that's in the bottle. But I'm going to add that to what I already have here, which is a 2-to-1 split, salt to pepper. And actually, I'm going to add more pepper to it. I'm going to add more pepper, so I'm going to add another tablespoon of pepper to that. So let's say it's a 3-to-1 split. 3 parts pepper, 1 part salt. And then I'm going to add some of this Worcestershire powder. Now I'm going to add like a tablespoon of Worcestershire powder to this. And then I'm going to also use, let me get that out the way, coconut sugar. Now somebody would say, well man, why are you adding sugar to beef rib roast? This right here is going to add some beautiful bark, some beautiful color. And trust me, the salt and sugar ratio, because I'm only going to add a tablespoon of it, is going to balance out perfect. You're not even going to know it had any kind of sugar on it, but you're going to know that bark is going to be nice and poppy. And I'm going to mix this all together. If you got the lid, put the lid on it. There we go. Good to go. Now, like I say, real simple. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. We're going to keep it real simple. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on very heavy. Very heavy. Now, we're going to be putting this on the smoker. I'm going to kind of do what you would call a reverse sear on this beef rib roast. I'm going to smoke it in the smoker on real low heat. Probably try to keep the heat right around 225-ish. Because all I want to do in the smoker is just pick up smoke flavor. I'm not looking to cook it at all. I'm just looking to really just add some beautiful smoke flavor. I'm going to be using Texas Post Oak wood. Western Texas Post Oak wood chunks. Not sure if I'm going to use the vertical propane smoker or the charcoal smoker yet. That'll be a last minute decision. But that's it. You just want to salt and pepper it. You want to get all that salt and pepper off the board. This is a big cut of meat. It can take some salt and pepper, because you got to remember now, this is only outside. The inside, once we cut it, it's not going to have any seasoning in it. So, add some seasoning to it, because all that falls off, all the seasoning that falls off is going to add some great flavor to the au jus that's going to come off of this rib roast. So, that's it. I took it out the refrigerator. I'm going to let it rest on this board for probably about 30 minutes, because you don't want to put a cold piece of meat out the refrigerator in the smoker. So, we're going to let it rest. Come back 30 minutes later, stick it in the smoker, and start the whole process. Yeah, boy. Alright, folks, it has been 30 minutes. It is now time to put it on the smoker. You can see that Worcestershire powder has put a nice little black hue or tint on it. It's gray in the package, but when you get it on the meat, it starts to turn a little dark. So, we're about to put this on the smoker, y'all. Look at that. Simple process. Now, you can go through the whole process if you want to, poking holes in it and putting garlic in there if you want to do all that. That's fine. We're not going to do all that. We are going to have some garlic in the mix. We'll do that at the end when we make our little butter to go along with this. So, on the smoker we go, y'all. Follow me out there. Alright, it's on there. It's on there. Our wood is smoldering. I'm going to show you exactly what kind of wood I'm using. And we're going to let it rock out. I'm going to probably let it sit in here for probably about an hour and just smoke out on real low heat. If my wood starts to burn too much and push my heat up, I'm just going to cut the heat source off to it and just let the wood do its thing by itself. So, y'all stay tuned. Be right back. Alright, y'all. This is the wood that I'm using. I'm using Western's Post Oak wood. Good stuff, man. Real good stuff. And these are just chunks. Just chunks. Alright guys, and just like that, we're finished with the smoking process. I actually let this sit in the pit. Let me let y'all look at it. You see how that Worcestershire powder has just like really darkened it up? So I let this sit on this pit and smoke for an hour and 45 minutes, and I tried to keep it around, right around 225, 250 degrees. So you can see my wood down there, it was just smoldering. I just let it smolder. Sometimes I had to cut the pit off and just let the wood smoke on its own. But we're ready to go, so I'm going to take this off of here. Alright folks, we are out of the smoker, and now we're ready to go to the next step, which is to roast this off in the oven. Now you could totally let this cool, wrap it up. When it's totally cool, put it in the refrigerator, and then you can roast it off the next day. You just need to bring the meat back to room temperature and then pop it in a hot 450 degree oven. But anyway, what we're going to do now is, I got the oven set at 430 degrees. We're going to pop this in there for 30 minutes and then cut the heat down to like 325. Generally, you want to cook this 30 minutes per pound. This is 4 pounds, so that's what, about an hour and a half. So, in the oven we go. Stay tuned. Alright, just close up. Look at it. Yes, sir. That's a beauty right there. Alright, we're going to put it in the oven just like that. I'm going to leave it on the rack so that all my drippings and everything will just fall right in the pan, and I won't mess up any of my bark. Stay tuned. Alright, this is what we're looking at after 30 minutes at 430 degrees. I'm just going to take a nice little marinade, beef marinade that I like to use, and pour it on top of the meat. This is actually going to add flavor to the au jus as well for the rest in the pan. And now, before I stick it back in the oven, I'm going to temp it and make sure I don't hit the bones, just to see where I'm at. I'm at about 110. So I'm going to let it keep on rocking and rolling at 320 degrees until it gets to 120 degrees. So stay tuned. Yes, sir. Alright, y'all. Let me take a check. It has been, I just had the oven on 320 degrees for 30 minutes. I took it out because I figured I needed to check it. And I'm sitting at like 120 right now. I don't know if y'all can see that. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit here and rest for about 15 minutes. Tint it with a little bit of foil. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get the compound butter ready. Y'all stay tuned. There it is right there, y'all. Look at that crust on that thing. Yes, sir. Look at that. Alright, while our steak is resting, I'm going to go ahead and I have a combination of Italian oregano and some Greek oregano. And I'm just going to pull the leaves off. Wash it first. Alright. You can use any herb you want. This just happens to be what I have available. I'm just going to chop it up. A little rough chop. Alright, so in a nice little ramekin, I'm going to go in with the oregano, unsalted butter. I'm going to do, that's about a tablespoon rather, of salted butter. And then you could chop garlic, of course. You know me, I'm going to use some of this. Alright, that's about a little less than a tablespoon of garlic. And I'm going to work this together. Now, alright, now I have it mixed together like a little compound butter. So what I'm going to do is pop this in the microwave. You can stick it on the stove if you want to, but I ain't doing it. I'm going to pop it in the microwave for probably about 45 seconds. I just want to cook the garlic through a little bit, warm through the oregano, and that's it. Alright, once you get out the microwave, just mix it around, and the residual heat will warm through that garlic and cook through that oregano. And let me tell you something, this is going to be fantastic on that steak. If you want to, you can add a little salt to it, but I'm not going to do that. I put plenty enough salt on that meat, and any of the drippings that come off of it is going to combine with this anyway. So we're just gonna set this to the side. Mixed up steak. All right, just want to make a note real quick. This is the drippings that came from the pan. All I did was run a little water in that pan, shook it a little bit, got all the good stuff off the bottom, and heated it back up. And this is the drippings. I took all the grease off of it. These are the drippings that came off of that ribeye roast. This is my garlic butter with fresh thyme. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just what I like to do. You could clearly just enjoy that steak with the au jus drippings, or you can clearly just enjoy that steak with the butter. But I'm going to do this. I'm mixing them together. I'm going to mix them together. And now you have all that delicious creamy butter, fresh garlic, fresh thyme, fresh oregano rather. And then you have the drippings from the steak. All right, y'all. It has been, I actually let this rest for 20 minutes. I tinted it with foil. And this is what we are left with right here. Look at that beautiful dark crust on there. Let me see if I can spin that thing all the way around for y'all. Bone side. Look at that. Coconut sugar. And that Worcestershire powder. And that Texas post oak smoke is the reason for that good color. So, now that we've let it rest, it's time to cut it. This is my little au jus and butter mixture. I'm gonna put that to the side. And if you were gonna serve this as prime rib, then of course you would pick it up and cut the bones, cut around the bones. I'm not doing that. This is bone in, so that's how we're gonna give it to you. So, let me see how I want to cut this thing. Let me cut it like this. I'm going to cut it right off the top. All right. Booyah. There it is, y'all. Ain't nothing else to say. Ain't nothing else to do. We just look at that thing. Look how pretty that is. Look how beautiful that is. That is beautiful, man. You take this, slap this on somebody's plate with some mashed potatoes or whatever. You got the beautiful bark and crust on one side, and then you got that beautiful medium rare, well, really medium meat in the middle. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like I said, you got your nice little au jus and butter mixture. All you gotta do is come on top of it like that. Come on top of it just like that. And that's all you need. You don't need no steak sauce. Steak sauce is, no, we don't do that. That's all you need right there, yo. I'm not even gonna eat that, man. I'm just gonna let that sit there and look pretty. So, let y'all get a close up on that. Look at that. Ain't nothing to say. I'm gonna walk away and let y'all look at that. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me here at the Rolling Grill. Man, this was a good cook right here, man. That bone-in beef ribeye roast, man. I'm telling you, holidays, Valentine's Day, any time of the year, whether you're cooking for the one you love or cooking for yourself, this is a must-try, man. Especially with that little piece of smoke on there to really take it over the top. So, I just want to thank y'all for joining me here at the Rolling Grill and for watching my videos. And as always, you know my slogan, man. Good food, good vibes. Yeah, boy.